Olivia had always loved the tranquility of the forest. As a journalist for the local newspaper, she often found inspiration in nature's serene beauty. One crisp autumn afternoon, she decided to take a walk in the woods to clear her mind. The leaves crunched under her boots, and the air was filled with the earthy scent of pine and damp foliage. As Olivia ventured deeper into the forest, she became entranced by the vibrant colors of fall. The oranges, reds, and yellows created a picturesque scene that begged to be captured. She pulled out her camera and started taking pictures, losing track of time. It was getting late, and the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor. Suddenly, she stumbled over a hidden tree root and fell, twisting her ankle painfully. "Ouch!" she cried out, wincing as she tried to stand. The pain was sharp, and she realized she couldn't walk on it. Panic started to set in as the darkness enveloped the forest. She needed help. Through the dense trees, Olivia spotted a dim light in the distance. With great effort, she hobbled towards it, hoping to find someone who could assist her. As she got closer, she saw a large old mansion standing eerily amidst the trees. The house seemed out of place, like something from another era. She approached the door and knocked, the sound echoing through the silent night. After a few moments, the door creaked open, revealing a tall, pale man with piercing blue eyes. "Good evening," he said in a deep, smooth voice. "How may I assist you?" "I'm sorry to bother you," Olivia said, her voice trembling slightly. "I was walking in the forest and hurt my ankle. Can I use your phone to call for help?" The man nodded. "Of course. Please come in." Olivia stepped inside the mansion, her eyes adjusting to the dim light. The interior was grand but old-fashioned, filled with antique furniture and ornate decorations. She followed the man down a long hallway, the walls adorned with portraits of stern-looking ancestors. "My name is Dimitri," the man introduced himself. "Please make yourself comfortable. I'll fetch some bandages for your ankle." As Dimitri left the room, Olivia looked around, feeling an odd sense of unease. The mansion was eerily quiet, and the air felt thick with an unexplainable tension. She sat down on an ornate sofa, wincing as she propped her injured ankle on a cushion. Dimitri returned with a first aid kit and carefully wrapped her ankle. "There, that should help," he said with a faint smile. "Thank you," Olivia replied, feeling a bit more at ease. "Do you have a phone I can use?" Dimitri's smile faded. "I'm afraid our phone lines are down, but you're welcome to stay here for the night. We have plenty of guest rooms." Olivia hesitated but agreed, not wanting to venture back into the dark forest with her injury. As the night wore on, Olivia met the other residents of the mansion. There was a woman named Cassandra, with strikingly beautiful features and an air of cold elegance, and two other men, Victor and Nicholas, both equally pale and enigmatic. "Welcome to our home," Cassandra said, her voice smooth as silk. "We don't often have visitors." "Thank you for your hospitality," Olivia replied, feeling increasingly uneasy. There was something off about these people, something that made her skin crawl. Later that night, as she lay in the guest room, Olivia heard strange noises coming from downstairs. Curious and unable to sleep, she quietly left her room and crept down the hallway. The sounds grew louder, like chanting mixed with the rustling of fabric. She peeked through a crack in a door and saw Dimitri, Cassandra, Victor, and Nicholas gathered around an altar, performing some kind of ritual. Her heart raced as she realized what they were. Vampires. Olivia gasped, and the floor creaked under her weight. The chanting stopped abruptly, and 4 pairs of eyes turned towards her. "Well, well," Dimitri said, stepping towards her. "It seems our guest has discovered our secret." Olivia backed away, fear coursing through her veins. "Please let me go," she begged. "I'm afraid that's not possible," Cassandra replied, her eyes glinting with malice. "We can't have you leaving with our secrets." Olivia turned and ran, limping painfully as she tried to find an exit. The vampires pursued her, their movements swift and silent. She reached the front door and struggled to open it, but it was locked. Victor grabbed her, his grip like iron. "You're not going anywhere," he hissed. They dragged her back to the room where the ritual was taking place. Olivia struggled, but it was futile against their supernatural strength. The vampires resumed their chanting, their eyes glowing with an unholy light. Olivia was placed on the altar, her heart pounding in terror. She tried to scream, but Victor covered her mouth with his cold hand. "We must complete the ritual," Dimitri said, holding a ceremonial dagger. "Her blood will strengthen us." As the dagger descended, Olivia closed her eyes, a tear slipping down her cheek. She knew this was the end. Gah. Days passed, and Olivia's boyfriend, Ethan, grew worried. He hadn't heard from her and knew something was wrong. He decided to follow her trail, determined to find her. Ethan's search led him to the forest and eventually to the mansion. He knocked on the door, but there was no answer. The place seemed abandoned. Undeterred, he forced his way in, searching the rooms for any sign of Olivia. In the basement, he found her journal and the horrifying remnants of the ritual. "Olivia!" he whispered, his heart breaking. Ethan armed himself with a wooden stake and a vial of holy water he had brought, fearing the worst. As he explored further, he encountered Dimitri. "You shouldn't have come here," Dimitri said, his eyes narrowing. "Where is she?" Ethan demanded, holding the stake defensively. Dimitri smirked. "She's gone. And soon you will be too." The vampires emerged from the shadows, surrounding Ethan. A fierce battle ensued, with Ethan fighting desperately to avenge Olivia. He managed to stake Nicholas and throw holy water at Cassandra, who screamed in agony. In the chaos, Ethan was bitten by Victor. He felt the venom coursing through his veins, changing him. Despite the pain, he continued to fight, driven by his love for Olivia. Finally, he managed to stake Victor and turn the tide against Dimitri. "This is for Olivia," Ethan said, plunging the stake into Dimitri's heart. As the last vampire fell, Ethan collapsed, the transformation taking hold. He knew he would never be the same. Ethan left the mansion, now a vampire himself. He had avenged Olivia, but at a terrible cost. He would live the rest of his life in darkness, struggling with his new nature. As he walked away from the cursed mansion, he vowed to use his newfound powers to protect others from the horrors he and Olivia had faced. The shadows of the forest would no longer hold sway over him, but the memory of Olivia and the love they shared would guide him through the eternal night.